vulnerability is the key to winning in society. The key to build a real relationships with people, because at the end of the day,
when you can be vulnerable, then people can connect with the vision.
That's true. You know, when you're speaking, right, on stage, say you make a mistake, you stutter. You think it's 10 times worse than what people actually think in the audience. People are like, okay, cool. Like, what's the next word you're gonna say? Like, no one else is gonna be judging you the way you're judging yourself.
Yeah,
that's so good.
You plus another person equals more than both of you individually would be added together. So the power of partnership and the power of vulnerability.
No man is an island, no woman is an island, right? So you need people around you who you can be open to and vulnerable with to help you, give you strength at the moment in times where you feel weak.
Hey, let's go out tonight, bro. Let's go link all of these guys. What? Let's go do this, that. Different girl every night, bro. Let's get it, man.
Yeah.
There's that guy.
Yeah.
He will encourage you to do all of that, yeah. Do you trust this person?
That's a very key point. That's a very key point, yeah.
Do you think you should be vulnerable with everyone? No. Why is that?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I'm here with my brother from another mother. It's Purpose-Led Time. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome again. My name is Coach Klutze, Rob Klutze. I'm a man of many things. But before I go any further, Brother John, what are you telling them?
I'm blessed. How you lot doing? My name is Jonathan Reed. I run an agency, a thought leadership agency full time. And then, of course, we do Purpose-Led on the side.
Amen.
Purpose-Led is definitely still as important as the other things that I do as well. But today, I wanted to talk to you lots.
Before we even do that, very quickly, yes, I help mid-level professionals accelerate their careers and gain confidence by enhancing their public speaking and presenting skills, right? So what is this too? I'm a speaker, project manager, and I do a few things at the same time. And as my brother rightfully said, today we've got a big episode. Talk to them, bro.
You talk to them.
Oh, yeah. So today we want to talk to you guys about something very important when it comes to purpose, right? And we want to talk to you guys about the power of vulnerability, because for what I've seen, in order for you to really walk in purpose, you need to be able to have people in your circle whereby you can be vulnerable with, because no man is an island. Now, before we go to this episode, I want to break down the word vulnerability, because vulnerability is actually like one thing I've learned in this life is to really break down the meaning of words to really understand the true gravitas of the word, right?
Etymology,
exactly. So the word vulnerability, bro, deep it. Vulnerability derives from the word vulnus.
Okay.
And vulnus in Latin means the wound.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why vulnerability is so important when you're in life with people, right, is because it's important at times for you to share your wounds, because that's how you're able to connect to people on an even deeper way. Now, one thing my mentor always says to me, shout out Hayley Melinda, is don't be bleeding whilst you're leading.
That mentor.
Yeah, that mentor.
I heard what you said earlier with the mentor, you know.
Yeah.
We just came from a speaking engagement.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing she says to me, right, is like, don't be bleeding whilst you're leading. A lot of people, right, they're speaking to people, sharing things in their life with their peers, and they're still dealing with the pains. But what I'm saying, right, vulnerability derives from the word vulnus. Vulnus means in Latin to wound.
Yeah.
And the point I was trying to say, but it doesn't really make sense, was the fact that the more vulnerable you can be with your people, the better your connections are with them.
Yes.
But it does not really link back to purpose. That's the only thing.
Okay.
But that's the point I was trying to say. Like, vulnerability is the key to winning in society. The key to build a real relationships with people, because at the end of the day, people don't buy into you for you being the perfect version of yourself. People buy into you for being the authentic version of yourself.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
That's
so
good.
A huge part of vulnerability, a huge part of relationship building is your capacity and your ability to open yourself up. Because as you said beforehand, vulnerability, the word vulnus, means wound. So you have to kind of show your wound in a way whereby you might get hurt. But the thing is, though, when you do open up and someone opens up back to you, the relationship is so different, man. We all have this relationships with people whereby it's surface level at first, and you guys go deeper. You're like, whoa. We'll go deeper, right? Yeah. I'm going deeper, you're going deeper. And now we're building a deeper bond. And it's like a bond now which is like built on strong foundations. But why? Because we've both been able to have we've both been comfortable enough and bold enough to be like, you know what, let's be vulnerable.
Do you think you should be vulnerable with everyone?
No.
Why is that?
Because not everyone can handle it, and not everyone will be able to appreciate it.
And who do you think you should be vulnerable with?
First of all, I said the loved ones, but they might not be mature enough either. So I feel like you have to assess people's maturity levels, one, and also people who showed to you their own vulnerable sides too. You see what I'm saying? I think so. One, people who have maturity, and two, people who've shown their vulnerable sides to you. How do you find being vulnerable to people? This is actually an episode, to be fair. Let's roll.
Thank
you, brother, man. Two's better than one, man. But yeah, bro, talk to me. How do you find vulnerability?
Being vulnerable.
Yeah, being vulnerable.
It depends on what context.
Okay.
So I find it difficult.
Is it?
Well, it depends on what context.
Okay.
So like, if I'm being vulnerable to someone, like a family member or something like that, but like, what is in what context? Like, what does vulnerable mean? So like, let's say for example, there's something that they're doing that I don't like.
Yeah.
Me being vulnerable to them is opening up a side of me that I may not want to open at that moment in time, kind of thing.
Deeper.
And like, show them that I'm getting aggravated by something that they're doing, meaning that it affected me. And then why am I getting aggravated about showing my emotion? Like, is that how I should feel? And it just kind of like opens up a whole kettle of emotions and all that kind of stuff. But then being vulnerable in the speaking engagement side, when I'm doing a speaking engagement, for example, and I'm saying, oh, this happened to me. I've been through this thing. I've been through that thing. That's the way that I used to connect with people.
So do you find it easier to be vulnerable from past tense rather than present tense? Because the way you're saying is like...
Ooh, yeah, that's a good... Because
the way you're saying is like the speaking engagements, the reason why I find it easier is because it's the past. But then, for example, if with family, right, it's like a present emotion.
Yeah.
So do you think that's the thing for you whereby you find it easier to connect with people, or you find it easier to be vulnerable in the past as opposed to the present?
I think that's a good observation. That's a good observation. But I also think it's difficult to be vulnerable in the present sometimes.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's difficult to be vulnerable in the present. So literally what you just said.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable in the present, I'd say, is probably a bit more difficult
100%.
than being vulnerable in the past, because the past, you've been through it. Like, you've come through it and you've done that, got the t-shirt and the tracksuit.
Yeah.
And you're ready. You're on the other side of it.
Yeah.
But then when you're in it presently, it's not as easy to say. Like,
I
even
agree.
when we're going through things, we
Yeah.
don't necessarily want to voice that because it may make us look weak. Or we may feel like it will make us look weak.
That's the thing, bro. Because more time than not, it's not about us being weak. It's about the thoughts we have about ourselves go through it. So it's like, one thing I realized, like,
What do you mean by that?
So I'll give you an example, right? You know when you're speaking, right, on stage, say you make a mistake, you stutter. You think it's 10 times worse than what people actually think in the audience. And then say,
Honestly, like, okay.
yeah, like it's happened, like it's cool.
Yeah.
And even when you're speaking to people, you make a mistake. People are like, okay, cool. Like, what's the next word you're gonna say? Like, and even in 10 seconds time, no one cares. But it's you yourself who's making it worse in your own head, which is why it stay like you start like playbacking those playbacking. Is that word?
Playing back.
Play it back, right? That mistake in your head, but no one really cares.
Yeah.
And the same thing applies to you come across as wrong. Like, realistically, no one else is going to be judging you the way you're judging yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
You're
saying?
your
bro?
harshest critic sometimes.
You're your harshest. I think you said something beforehand. Like, you're your best and worst salesman. Like, if you've done something wrong, you will sell yourself into being worse, feeling worse about yourself.
Yeah.
But that's just part of the parcel. But one thing you did say, which is really important about vulnerability, and I want to link it back to purpose, right, in a minute's time, is the reason why people find it harder to be vulnerable in the moment is because, metaphorically speaking, when you're going through at the moment in time, it's a very much an open wound. Like, it's the scab. It's not even a scab at the moment in time. It's just blood.
Yeah.
Right. If you just picture like a scab, you back in the day when you're on school, you fall on the ground.
Yeah.
It's just blood, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why we find it easy to talk in the past about things which happened in the past, as opposed
Talk in the present about things that happened in the past.
talk about things which happen in the present. For things which happen in the past, right now in the present,
yeah.
it's because it should, in theory, be a scab.
Yeah, so it's not as painful. But
not
if
as
something
painful.
brushes past an open wound, it's like,
Yeah.
because it's open.
Yeah.
And that's a
You see what I'm saying, bro?
That's a good point, because
Come on.
it's an open wound.
Yeah.
Imagine an open, like literally as you say, imagine an open wound and someone anything brushing past it, like you just got a cut, for example, and then someone's like gonna not even touch. That's weird. If anyone touches your, let me tell you
Or
right
put
now.
alcohol on or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
put alcohol in it.
yeah.
Like, that's just aggravating it. So that's like you giving it attention, the attention that it needs. Yeah, you giving it that alcohol, which
Yeah.
needs it to, to heal.
Yeah.
Right, or the things that it needs to heal, or whatever. It's going to hurt.
Come on.
Like it will hurt.
Yeah.
And of course, things heal over time.
Yeah.
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
As they say, I'm not sure if that's all true.
Yeah.
But
I think it does.
You think it does?
I
Then
think
why
it
do
does.
people need therapy?
Because time heals all wounds.
That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Because if time heals all wounds, then
But you
people need to go back.
But you're acting like time can't be done with other things. So like time plus the therapy helps the wound. Like, bro, at the end of the day, you will. To be fair, no, I hear you, to be fair, because sometimes you might not do anything. Time might just be passing by. You'll just allow the trauma just to be there, right?
If you don't have the therapy.
If you don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But if you do time plus intentional healing,
Yeah.
so time plus intentional action, the healing will come to pass.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So time doesn't necessarily heal all wounds.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Time needs to be helped by other things.
Yes, time plus intentional action on your part heals all wounds.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
good.
I like that. I like that too.
I like that
a
as well.
lot.
Very good.
But
people,
yes.
I hope you're enjoying today's episode.
Jeez.
This is just a small interjection.
Quick one.
We wanted to say very, very quickly, We don't ask for anything.
Nothing.
And this is the only thing. We haven't asked for anything before, but this is the only thing we're going to be asking for. Please, can they do what, Robert?
Guys, if you have not already, please leave a like and a comment. Trust me, it helps us out. Help a friend, guys. You don't know what your like or comment or share could do to help someone else's journey of purpose.
I know it can help other people find these videos and help them with their lives as
Come
well.
on.
So, people, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Big love.
Let's go. Let's round up the episode. Let's talk about why vulnerability is so important when it comes to purpose. Do you have any thoughts to say before?
Talk to me. You came up with it.
Yeah, no, I did. So the reason why we believe, I'll talk for both of us right now. I'll show you how to say thoughts. The reason why vulnerability is so important when it comes to purpose, because no man is an island, no woman is an island, right? So you need people around you who you can be open to and vulnerable with to help you like give you strength at the moment in times where you feel weak. But there's so many times where I feel weak in a journey and vice versa, right? And we just talk to each other. We just talk to each other. And we're like, bro, just do this. We're like, yeah, that's true. But because we open ourselves up, not fearing what that one's going to say about us, and no fear of judgment, we're just able to be open. We're able to get clarity, get help, and most importantly, get guidance to get us back on the track, which we're always called to be on.
But that's the thing. It's knowing who to say that to.
Yeah.
And it's knowing who to share that stuff with.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that I can't share with other people that I can share with you.
Yeah.
And I know that what your response is gonna, or I don't necessarily know what your response is gonna be, but I know what kind of vibe I'm gonna get back from that. So I'm gonna get back a personal development vibe. I'm also gonna get back some sort of faith vibe as well. I'm also gonna get some sort of like push, like you can do it kind of thing. Kind of vibe, right? But I know other guys, other people that I speak to, it will be like, oh damn, that's so bad, bro. How did that happen? Oh man, oh that is so damn.
Can you give like an example of that? Like,
So let's say for example, your girl cheats on you.
God forbid.
God forbid, right? Your girl cheats on you, whatever.
Yeah.
And you go to one guy, he's like, brother, hey, you know what? Hey, let's go out tonight, bro. Let's go link all of these guys. What? What? This girl, she didn't know what she had, bro. Man. Let's go do this, that. Different girl every night, bro. Let's get it, man.
Yeah.
There's that guy.
Yeah.
He will encourage you to do all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might hurt you a little. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hurt you even more than you hurt.
Yeah.
Because that'll just leave you feeling empty.
Yeah.
Even emptier than you feel at that current moment in
Deeper
time.
ones.
And there's another guy that might say, bro, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Like, let's just go do something, man. Let's take your mind off. It won't be necessarily going out and doing all of this.
Yeah.
But maybe something more positive. Maybe he'll pray for him.
Yeah.
He'll pray for him. He'll big him up.
Yeah.
He'll bring him around his loved ones.
Yeah.
Or she'll bring him around his loved ones.
Yeah.
Right. People that have your best interests at heart.
Deeper ones.
People have your best, and I'm not saying, and that's another thing as well. Because the guy who's saying let's go out and do all of this, let's go to let's go here, let's go there, let's go do all of this, smoke, drink up, let's drink up, man. Just drink the pain away, bro. Drink the pain away. This one is for the pain. Yeah, we're pouring it for the pain.
Yeah.
Drink the pain away. Allow it, less of that, man.
Yeah.
But they're saying drink the pain away because that's their version of them giving love to someone. They're saying, bro, I love you so much, that I'm gonna do the things that I feel, that I think that like I want to give you the best experience possible. And in their head, that's the best experience possible. But in the other person's head, the best experience possible is doing something that it will help rebuild them. It will help rebuild them. And matter of fact, they're both trying to help rebuild a person.
Yeah.
But just in their own different ways. So you have to look at, okay, what is that person's mindset before you come to them and be vulnerable?
Deeper. Yeah.
What is their mindset? And what is their track record? What have they done in the past?
Deeper ones.
What does their life look like?
That's powerful, bro.
I went on a tangent there.
But it all came back together, bro. All came back to the same place. Do you have any other things you'll say about why vulnerability is so important for purpose?
Yeah, it helps people to connect with the vision. Because when you can be vulnerable, then people can connect with the vision.
That's true.
That's true. I saw you a little bit confused there.
No, bro. Because, bro, do you know why I say that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you in, yeah? When you can be vulnerable about your vision, now people can hold you accountable to what you said.
True.
Like us three, myself, you, and Selms, we spoke about earlier on today.
Big up Matthew.
Big up Selms, right? And we were just there, and then because we all know each other's visions, you're able to ask Selms, all right, cool, this is your plan. How's it going?
Right. When we sat, so after we had a speaking engagement, we sat down and then we're just chopping it up for a little bit, like maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
Man, they were trying to talk about other stuff. I was like, no, we don't get enough time together all in one place. So let's just talk about what the future's looking like. What's your goals looking like? What are you doing to action on your goals? And then even Selm says, I didn't even think about when I was starting X. I'm not going to say exactly. But I didn't even think about when I was starting X. But it wasn't until I asked him that he thought that thing.
100%.
And that was through him. That was through us being vulnerable at that table together in that trifecta.
Yeah,
that trifecta. We were able to come up with what the plan is.
Come on,
spark some ideas of what the plan might be going forward.
Come on,
because we don't. And that's another thing as well. I don't like. I'm now being more intentional of instead of going into the topics which don't matter as much in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
focusing on what matters. That's why I said when we were going off on a conversation into some other place, talking about other stuff that didn't really matter too much. I said, look, let's cool.
Lock in.
Let's lock in.
Yeah,
we only have about 10 minutes of time to actually speak to each other.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we make use of it.
Deeper.
And then we did. And then we were able to be vulnerable in that time.
That's it.
Because we all trust. Trust is another big part of it. So I think that's kind of what, like, do you trust this person?
That's a very key point. That's a very key point. Yeah, that's a very key point.
Do you trust this person? Because that is a key point.
Mm-hmm. If you don't trust him, there's no reason why. That's why I said. That's why you asked me earlier at the beginning of the conversation. Who should be vulnerable with? I said people who are mature and people who've been vulnerable.
What do you mean by mature?
So emotionally mature.
Okay.
So people. So say for example, like you've had a bad day at work. They'll be laughing at you or encouraging you. Emotionally mature. So people who are emotionally mature and people who've been vulnerable with you in the past. But a key element of both of those things, there, someone who you trust.
Yes.
That's what you said there. So look, we can go on forever and ever. And I want us to actually return back to this in future, this episode, bro, because it's a bit of a short one due to time. But I really hope you guys took some actionable things away. And before we even go, if there's one thing I want to leave you with, and then I'll let John close out. Remember, guys, vulnerability derives from the word vulnus. I'm not saying for you to tell everyone your whole story, but find people who you actually trust and open up to them, because you don't know how many people can relate to what you're going through. You know what? One thing I realized about life is this, bro. You know there's only 4 seasons in life: summer, winter, autumn, and spring. And nature's so interesting because it's so similar to our own lives. We all go through the summer, winter, autumn, spring periods in our own lives. And a lot of us,
the cycle.
Yeah, the cycle of life, right? A lot of us feel, right, that it's only me going through it. But if you're vulnerable to your people, your loved ones around you, you're able to realize that, boom, they might be going through the same storm you're going through, or better, they've been through the storm, so they can help you get through the storm. That's the power of vulnerability, of you just being open and being like, look, yeah, this is what I'm going through. What do you think?
And that's the thing, you'll never know.
You'll never know.
You never know unless you're vulnerable and they're vulnerable.
Exactly.
And sometimes it takes you being vulnerable for someone else to be vulnerable. And you say, oh, you're going through that. I'm going through that too.
I've been through it too.
I've been through that too.
Yeah.
So either you can be in the situation together going through it, or you can say, look, I've been there. This is how I got through it.
Come on.
Like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Come on.
I can just do that too.
Come on, bro. Two's better than one.
2 is better than 1. Listen, man, I want you to be in relationships across the board where 1 + 1 = 3.
Okay.
Not where 1 + 1 = 2. And I feel like we should do an episode on that at some point as well.
But can you give it a little...
So, you know how 1 + 1 usually equals 2? In general maths, we've learned this our whole lives.
I hope so.
Matter of fact, I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so indeed as well. We have learned that 1 + 1 = 2, right? But I want you plus another person to be more than the average. To be more than the average, to be way more than the average. I want you plus another person to be like an extra person. Like you two coming together is like, it has like an exponential effect. So you plus another person equals more than the 2 of you individually. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's so good.
You plus another person equals more than both of you individually would be added together. So the power of partnership, right? And the power of vulnerability, you being able to be vulnerable with someone will turn that 2 to a 3. It will turn that 1 + 1 = 2 to a 1 + 1 = 3. It's one of the things that will turn it to a 3. But that is just something I wanted to drop in at the end, because that is something that we're going to have to return back to. But
that's really, really powerful, bro.
Talk to me. I feel like you have something else to say.
No, that's really powerful, because that's the power of vulnerability, bro. Because when you actually are vulnerable to people, bro, we have both surpassed. Bro, do you know, I was even like today we had a speaking engagement. I said to John, I can't believe we are the age we are, do what we're doing. I was like, okay. But it's not about us bragging, but the truth of the matter is this, right? We have been able to use our community, be vulnerable people around us to get us in positions that we wouldn't be in at a certain age we're at right now. So we've been able to be vulnerable for ourselves about our visions and our goals. That's opened a door for us.
Yeah. And so our friend was able to get us into this place where we did a speaking engagement. Yeah. Just for context.
And that's but that's other walks of life too.
Yeah.
So I just want to leave that there. But what you said there was amazing. 1 + 1 = 3. So make sure you have people in your life who add to your life and not subtract from your life, because so many times 1 + 1 = -2.
That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
It's deep, innit?
Absolutely.
But, bro, that was a bomb right there. That was really good. But yeah, guys, please meditate on what we just said. Purpose requires vulnerability. Don't try and do this walk by yourself. No man is an island. No woman is an island. Go and get people around you to help you grow. But with that being said,
before we close out as well, make sure that when you're watching this video, listening to this video, that you take a screenshot of what you're listening to, put it on your Instagram
Come
story
on.
and tag at Purpose Led
Come
Club.
on, come
That's
on. Come on.
PURPOSELEDCLUB.
Jeez.
Purpose Led Club.
Come on. I
Right.
love it. I love it.
people.
Oh,
Till-
bro. Also the audios. Q&As. There'll probably be a question. If you're watching on audio,
Yeah, good point.
you know, leave your question, leave your answer to the question, like, comment, all that stuff there.
Yeah, just below, scroll down into the show notes underneath this podcast episode. There'll be a question or a poll that you can fill out. Thank you for reminding me.
No worries.
And yeah, you can scroll down and do that.
And for the YouTube people, you know what to do.
YouTube,
Like,
yes.
comment. But yeah,
And
guys, have an
subscribe.
amazing day and subscribe too. But
Come on, people.
have an amazing day. Look after yourselves.
Big love.
Let's go.